Speaking of the tropics, we're finally seeing a breakthrough tonight in a post-Hurricane Ida lawsuit against Entergy. Attorneys came to an agreement that could provide new information about how parts of the grid failed during the storm. Winston Reed reports from Civil District Court.
5 years after Hurricane Ida left thousands without power for weeks, Entergy's attorneys have agreed to shed some light on information surrounding its power grid before and after the storm. A class action lawsuit filed on behalf of Entergy customers shortly after the hurricane accuses the company of grossly inadequate maintenance and inspection of a system that would not sustain even a hurricane with wind gusts below 100 miles per hour. Wendy Williams, one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit, joined attorneys outside of Civil District Court ahead of Tuesday's hearing. Her family was one of many that was left in the dark.
It was very hard because at the time I had little grandbabies. There was ages, I think, 1 and 3.
The lawsuit against Entergy Corporation and its subsidiaries, Entergy New Orleans and Entergy Louisiana, lists fewer than 30 customers, but represents all of the 900,000 plus customers who lost power. It cites WWL Louisiana's reporting of the rusty transmission tower that collapsed in Avondale, and it alleges that the company lied to regulators about the resiliency of its system before all 8 transmission lines feeding the New Orleans area failed during Ida. After years of fighting to withhold information, Entergy's attorneys came to an agreement with plaintiffs' attorneys to share a sample size of data from its grid equipment, including feeder stations.
What failed, what worked, how was power restored. And so that data was information that the plaintiffs need to be able to establish their right to be in this case, specifically as members of a class.
Entergy's attorneys were originally seeking a protective order Tuesday that would keep information private, but they suddenly switched gears and agreed to share some data with the plaintiffs. I caught up with one of the company's attorneys, Rick Stanley, after the hearing.
What made you come to the agreement with the plaintiff today?
We thought it was the best way forward for both parties.
Why not release all of the data? Why is Entergy hiding?
We're not hiding anything. This is litigation, and we're proceeding according to the rules of litigation.
But you're only releasing some of the information rather than all of the information that the plaintiff was originally seeking.
And that's litigation.
If the data Entergy turns over is not enough to give a clear picture of the failures in Hurricane Ida, both sides will be back in court. I'm Winston Reed reporting, WWL, Louisiana.
So we did reach out to Entergy Louisiana and Entergy New Orleans for comment, and we're still waiting for a response from both companies.